Hey everybody, I just wanted to take a minute and walk you through the latest update on the A5X2 from Supernote. Uh, there have been some changes. Obviously, when Supernote first started talking about rolling out this newest line of devices, the initial thought was that it was going to be basically um, I guess the best way to say it is a forced um, change due to a new chipset because the old chipset was no longer available. Uh, and basically, no real need to upgrade your device. And while I still think that's true in a lot of cases, I think that they undersold that a bit. And I've been pretty vocal about that from the beginning that they really should have leaned into it and said, you don't need to replace your device, but you're going to get some really cool enhancements. And, I don't plan on getting rid of my A5X. I enjoy the Nomad a lot and I've used it, and I'll be happy to review the A5X2 when it comes out. But at the same time, I think it's really important to understand that just because the new devices have increased functionality, the old devices are not obsolete. What we want to talk about is some of the cool things that came out in this announcement. Ratta has always been a very transparent company. When they hit design challenges, when they're forced to delay because of supply chain issues, whatever it is, they've always kept their user base in the loop, and they have extremely good customer service because of that. So, in this Reddit post that they sent out the other day, they wanted the community to understand the delay challenges and the reason for that. And they said they were overly optimistic that they would be able to get the A5X2 out in the first quarter. And I think that shows some presence. They don't want to um, release a product just because they promised it. They want to release a good product when it's ready. And I think that's really important for them as a company. And so now they finalized the product shape. If you look here, you'll see that they finalized the product shape and they expect it to go to the next stage, which will be expedited. But what's really cool, and I want to highlight, are these three bullet points that could be really game changing. There's a lot of debate over the second one, but we'll start with the first one. The idea of a 300 ppi screen, and it says slightly larger. So I'm not sure if that means it's going to be a 10.4 or a 10.5 inch screen, but it is going to be a little bit larger. But the idea of 300 ppi, which is what's currently on the Nomad, is a really cool feature. And it may have them being first to market besides the Kindle. The Kindle was the first 300 ppi screen without the color layer on top of it, the Kaleido 3 screen, which the books devices have. But this will be the first black and white, in addition to the Kindle Scribe, that has that 300 ppi screen, assuming they come out before Books releases another device, which they do sometimes. The second one, which is really cool, uh, is the idea of the semi-folio design for lighter overall weight. And it's also to help with holding it and across different usage scenarios. Now, again, this one is being debated hotly on Reddit and a lot of other places. What do they mean by that? Is this something like the Kindle Oasis and that design profile where the case was built in and at one point it shared a battery, and there are several um, kind of clones out there that are doing that same thing? I don't know the answer to that. I think it's kind of cool, this idea of a built-in folio, but at the same time, I don't want to lose some of the really cool features of the Nomad, and I love the magnets that are at the top and bottom and the modularity of it. It's going to keep modularity, so I don't know what it's going to look like for them to do the semifolio. So again, Not sure what that means, but I think it could be really interesting. And then finally, this is where their consistency comes through with sharing the same motherboard as the Nomad. That's really important because it means, again, for longevity, this idea that the A6X and the A5X both had the same specs as far as processing power and all of that. They're going to continue that practice with the X2 models. And I would hope they're going to do the same thing with the A4X2 that's supposed to be coming out later this year, so that you really get a consistent device experience no matter which profile or format you choose. Again, just a really quick update. I thought this was really exciting. I can't say enough good about Ratta, not just because I've used their devices now for almost 3 years, and they kind of pulled me into this digital minimalism space to a point. But at the same time, their communication and constantly being aware that the community is engaged and involved and bringing them into that conversation is really important. So, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you like the content that I create, please like, subscribe, ding that notification bell, support the channel any way you can. Tell your friends, tell your family, and I will see you all again soon.